Going into Monday, I didn't really have that many trading ideas for Eurodollar on the higher time frames. However, on the 240 we had these bearish displacements after rejecting these equal highs, and then more displacement with this fair value gap that came in and took out this liquidity above this daily time frame fair value gap, which is clearer on the daily time frame. It's coming to, we have this 240 fair value gap as well in here, which price came and cleared last week. So yeah, going into Monday, because we cleared that 240 fair value gap and we started to consolidate, forming this range, I was expecting price to come into at least these highs and tap into this fair value gap right here. Essentially, price opens Monday, doesn't take out the low from Fridays in the morning, and then pushes up and taps into that 50% or at the peak of this water block, which provides, on a higher, if you wanted to go short at that level, it's not a bad level to go short. And then price drops down to these equal lows that was created during the London session. Especially after rejecting the highs, 50% of that fair value gap, price has come down. It's most likely going to find support somewhere and then push back up to clear out the rest of the fair value gaps, which it does. On the 5-minute time frame, comes down to these equal lows at 3:30 p.m. and then price pushes up, and since then we rejected that 60-minute fair value gap and it tanked, putting this strong bullish candle inside bar, opposite pin bar, followed by this candle. I was expecting price to come up to these highs below the fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. So on the 5-minute time frame, on the 15-minute, price pulled back before testing that level and provided this inverse fair value gap, which is where I went long, just at this 50% mark, and I had my stops below here and I had my target at those highs. Unfortunately, price immediately pulled deeper and then it took off. Provided the inverse fair value gap, this would have been a good entry at 2 o'clock instead of entering at 1 o'clock. Okay, and then it goes and hits the level and the price pulls back, holds this equal low, and then on the 5-minute we see this entry. On here we, after taking out the highs of that fair value gap, price dropped, 1 fair value gap, 2nd fair value gap, entry could have been at this high, this level right here. I don't know where you take the target, but yeah, that was an entry. So let's see what price does. For Eurodollar high time frame, I don't really have a bias, except for we've maintained this bearish or bullish order flow for a while, but we came into this equal highs below these imbalances and rejected, but we've still got very strong bullish momentum. So right now, because we rejected that equal highs, the sell side liquidity, I don't really have much prediction. Maybe we'll come back down here and then go up, but until then I need more confirmation. For our time frame, however, price is coming into this level right here, just below these fair value gaps. This was the imbalance that was created after price took out liquidity at the top, so this would be a good location to go short. We have been holding this fair value gap as well on the 1 hour time frame. If you look at this, right, we displaced imbalance, order block displacement, came into liquidity area, and ever since we've been pulling back. However, we have failed to close above these highs multiple times, and right now we are failing to close above again. So something to keep an eye out for. With pound dollar, I was expecting something like this. After the bullish displacement last week, we came into this 4 hour fair value gap. However, we got strong bullish displacement that was rejected on Friday, pushed up. I was expecting price to come into these fair value gap and push up, which it does, but it pushes up before coming into that fair value gap, right? You see it takes out liquidity and then pulls back in, which is annoying because I was waiting for that area to be tapped into. So I didn't want to take this trade because drawn liquidity was already taken, and then price closes above and starts to displace. So right now there's no prediction. We could still get this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this week with CPI. In pound dollar, we rejected this weekly time from fair value gap area last week and held with a pin bar twice in a row. So ideally price could come back into this fair value gap or even this inverse fair value gap and find some resistance, right? So on the daily time frame as well, price came deep in discount, very deep in discount, and rejected this fair value gap or filled this imbalance and found strong displacement, especially with this engulfing candle, and then has since been bullish. It's clear on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, bounced off the fair value gaps on the weekly time frame, daily time frame, filled in the imbalance, found a strong displacement with 240 fair value gap, and since then has come into this bearish fair value gap and has been consolidating, ranging, sideways. Ideally, I still want price to come down to this level before pushing up. Might do that in the CPI news tomorrow, so we'll see. Apart from that, I don't really have any predictions at the moment. We might come into these levels, find some resistance because there's some imbalance at that level. I know on the 15-minute right here. So let's see how price plays out.